go. Dad's on here.
1.5 years ago, I had my skin burned and blistered so that Kambo, the Amazonian frog poison, could be administered into my body. For the first few minutes, I felt fine. Then overwhelming pain set in, and that's when the purging began. The time between having Kambo pierced into my burned wounds and the purging was one of the most uncomfortable periods of my life. Given that 1.5 years has passed since I took Kambo, in today's video, I thought I would share what happened in that ceremony, why I was motivated to try Kambo in the first place, and whether or not there's been any impact in my life since then. At the time, I was really burned out, as I shared in this clip. So my motivation for doing Kambo, having frog poison burned into my arm, is that I've been feeling a lot of exhaustion since the start of January. So we're in almost late February by now, and every day I'm waking up, even after a good night's sleep, and I'm just feeling really run down during the day. So I'm not really feeling myself. I feel that doing something like Kambo has the potential to give the whole system some sort of a reset. I think that the reaction in the body is going to be so strong that even if it is the placebo effect, it's just a fantastic time for me to really get this kind of shock to the system and just to create a new pathway moving forward. For those here that don't know what it is, Kambo is frog vaccine that comes from the giant monkey frog found mostly in the Amazon basin of Brazil, Colombia, Bolivia, and Peru. The frog secretes the medicine when it's stressed, and it contains a range of opioid peptides and deltorphins. Kambo ceremonies are traditional healing rituals performed in many South American countries. A shaman performs the ceremony, burning incisions into people's body, usually the arm, to apply Kambo secretion to the wound. The first symptoms are a rush of heat, redness of the face, and quickly emerging nausea and vomiting. The whole experience involves the sudden feeling of warmth, palpitations, rapid pulse, flushed red skin, paleness of the skin, a lump in the throat, and difficulty swallowing, abdominal pain, runny nose and tears, swollen lips, eyelids or face. The symptoms last for 5 to 30 minutes, and in rare cases for several hours. Why would anyone want to go through such an experience? Well, according to proponents of Kambo, it can treat cancer, infertility, chronic pain, anxiety, migraines, addiction, infections, infertility, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease. So are these benefits backed by science? No. Experts have documented some positive impacts of Kambo, but there aren't any large-scale studies backing up the scientific benefits. There are documented risks to taking Kambo, such as muscle spasms, convulsions, jaundice, severe and prolonged vomiting and diarrhea, organ failure, toxic hepatitis, and death. Yes, there are reported cases of people dying from taking Kambo. For example, a 42-year-old man was found dead in his house with a plastic box labeled as Kambo sticks near him. His autopsy showed that he may have had the previous condition of high blood pressure. In 2019, a 39-year-old Australian woman died of a heart attack at a private ceremony, which was believed to have involved the use of Kambo. She had taken Kambo in the past and was a certified International Association of Kambo practitioner. Given my personality type, I was really anxious in the lead up to my Kambo ceremony. I'm a little bit scared, to be completely honest, so I've done some research and I've definitely come across the fact that a few people have passed away from engaging in a ceremony like this. So, I really did the research, and I understand that they've probably had pre-existing health conditions and that there's, risks with everything. I'm pretty comfortable with it. I've had a good chat to Bethany, the Kambo shaman practitioner who I'll be doing this with. I'm in Koh Phangan in Thailand, and I feel a lot better after that conversation. So I think she's got a very clear and methodical approach to it.
But that has been a bit of the fear I've been going through. So
Betty was trained with the Matsis tribe in the Peruvian Amazon and had been administering Kambo for 3 years. I needed to do some shamanic breath work to connect with my body and to calm down.
it's the morning of my Kambo ceremony. It's coming up in about an hour. I've just been chatting with Huda, the shaman, the creator of Ibitu, the shamanic breathwork workshop. He recommended specifically the unlocking the gate exercise, and that's because I'm feeling a bit of fear right now, and often when we feel fear, that the body starts contracting so that the air doesn't move around to all of the different parts that we want to move it to, particularly down the abdominals region. And I did have an abdominals massage from Bethany yesterday, so I'm checking it out, and you can see the beautiful Ibitu workshop here. Just a stunning design.
A place of connection between mind and emotion.
Huda's hypnotic voice coming through.
Energetic blocks which weaken.
So I'm pretty not excited, but I'm definitely spending the hour before to connect with the body using the different tools that I've got.
It helped a lot. Then Betty turned up at my place on her scooter with a bucket strapped to her back. We sat down for a final chat. I nervously recounted some of the additional reading that I'd done about people dying from Kambo. She calmly explained that, in her opinion, a lot of the documented issues where people have had issues with Kambo came when those patients had pre-existing conditions and other complications had arisen. And she was really confident, based on what we'd spoken about at the cafe a few days prior, that we wouldn't have any trouble at all. I was satisfied with all of this and I was ready to begin. We started with some light breath work, and then Betty did her thing, chanting for the spirits of Kambo. She then asked if I would like to share out loud my intentions for the ceremony. Given that I'm not really one for setting intentions, I paused for a moment, and then, in homage to my ayahuasca experiences with the shaman Huda Ianda in Brazil, I let out a defiant aho. It was now time to have the 5 incisions burned into my arm.
Oh yeah, looking good. First tattoo.
There.
Betty then cleaned the wounds and started to prepare the Kambo. I looked over to what she was preparing. She was busily scraping Kambo off the sticks onto a slab of selenite, which Betty told me is a white light energy crystal for clearing. Betty asked me to drink 1.5 litres of water while she prepared the Kambo medicine. I obediently complied. Betty then pasted the first dose of Kambo medicine into one of the dots on my arm. We calmly waited for the physical symptoms to appear. Betty told me I should feel the impact quickly.
There we go. We've got 2 dots on here.
Okay, so we're on 2 dots and feeling fine. That's probably going to change any moment now.
Betty administered 2 more Kambo dots. We sat and we waited. A few minutes went by. I started to feel some warmth around my head, shoulders, and abdominal region. Then the warmth disappeared and I felt completely fine. Another few minutes passed. I started to admire my strength. I wondered if I was some kind of superhuman who was immune to the frog's poison. As though in response to my arrogance, I felt a huge pang of pain in my abdominals. I was getting really bloated from the water. My guts seemed to be swelling in reaction to the Kambo. It was a very uncomfortable feeling. All I wanted to do was reach my hands into my mouth to force myself to vomit. I asked of you one thing, Betty said. Please don't induce the first vomit with your fingers. Wait for the Kambo medicine to do its work. When it's ready, you won't have a choice with vomiting, it will come. At this moment, I remember feeling desperate. I wanted the pain to go away. I couldn't stand the feeling of being bloated from the water, combined with the pain in my guts. I was feeling pretty uncomfortable throughout the whole body, but most of the pain was in my guts. I was now drenched in sweat, just sitting and rocking in place and waiting for the vomit to come. This state lasted for about 10 minutes. I cursed to myself. I started to get very anxious. I vaguely remembered pleading with Betty that I needed to force the vomiting. Betty calmly asked me to sit with the discomfort to just wait for the Cumbo medicine to work. After what I think was probably 20 minutes, the vomit suddenly came, and it came with a rush. I looked in the bucket. Surely this was more than 1.5 liters, and it was bright yellow with little black things floating about. So I kept on vomiting. It was really yellow and the bucket was getting full. I drank another 1.5 liters of water and I waited a few more minutes. I then repeated the vomiting. This time, the vomit was completely clear. "We're done," Betty said matter-of-factly. The Cumbo medicine had brought up all that it was going to during our ceremony. I was completely exhausted. I just sat there in a daze. Betty packed up the items from the ceremony with care and checked in to make sure that I was doing okay. She left. Here's how I felt right after.
I just finished the ceremony about half an hour ago. Got myself a nice few dots, bit of a scar. I don't feel that sense of elation that I've been reading about. Now I just feel really tired. I'm going to take a nap. It was really uncomfortable to just feel all of the water. So drinking so much water, entering the guts, felt like I was getting bloated, and all I wanted to do was to vomit out the water. I'm sure that was also resulting from the frog poison entering the body. And so it was that period of just waiting, which I think was around 20 to 30 minutes. It was really uncomfortable because I just wanted to get out of that, that discomfort, that I wouldn't call it pain, but definitely discomfort. Finally, it came, a huge amount of vomit coming out over and over. It definitely provided a lot of relief. I was really surprised at the color. It was yellow.
And here's what I thought of the experience the very next day.
I have to say I do feel pretty good today. I was absolutely exhausted all day yesterday, and I'm feeling very refreshed today. A lot of clarity. I've had a lot of energy. I've gotten a lot of work done. Basically, I do feel like it's been some kind of a reset. I feel back to normal. This is kind of my normal self. I've lost that fogginess. As for whether I can attribute this wonderful feeling today to the actual Cumbo poison itself, it's really difficult to know. I mean, I was going through a lot of stress and anxiety for the few days in leading up to the Cumbo experience. I had the fear of death. Even though I was feeling pretty secure in my decisions, that was still lingering, and I think that getting through it can be quite a cathartic experience. So it could be that I'm just on top of the world right now for having gone through something really stressful and, emerging and surviving. But having said that, from the research I've done, there's obviously a lot of, I think, peptides and various types of opioids inside the frog poison that do potentially have a lot of beneficial properties in them. So who knows, it could be a very powerful, strong placebo, or it could be the actual frog Cumbo poison itself. I don't know, but I'm definitely going with it and using this just general life experience to keep on implementing some changes, to keep on getting back into this operating rhythm where I've got my energy back, where the exhaustion's gone, the fogginess is gone. So I feel amazing right now.
So the question now, 1.5 years later, is was it worth taking the frog poison? Well, I want to give you the facts with regards to my intentions at the time and what's actually happened. Because at the time, I was really burnt out and I was struggling with my sleep. Now, I'm running a number of online businesses, and I was at the time, but the difference is that now we've got more teams in place. It's working really well and I'm feeling much more relaxed. My sleep has also completely transformed since then. I don't sleep more, but my sleep is better quality. But the thing is, these changes can't be directly attributed to Cumbo. I managed to improve my sleep through changing a set of behaviors and learning to put myself into a trance when I wake up the previous multiple times during the night. It's caused me to relax so much more while I'm in bed. I think ultimately I've stopped to worry so much about sleep, and I'm just feeling a lot more relaxed about it. As for changes in my business, I think it's entirely down to the building in of systems and processes. I think that what truly matters is having a good mindset and approach to life. These things have nothing to do with Kambo, but I don't think it's fair to ask Kambo to have an impact in these kinds of life changes. Kambo has medicinal properties, and it may have an impact on biochemical properties of the body. Of course, when we shift our biochemistry, there will inevitably be changes in our lives. I just think we need to be really careful about creating the story that it's Kambo itself that does the work. Instead, I think in my case, my life changes have come from a connection within and a desire to align my life with my instinct, with the motor of change that exists within. If you're curious about my philosophy of life, check out the Hidden Trap Masterclass that I created. It's a free 30-minute video, and there's a link in the description below. As for whether I would do another Kambo ceremony, I have to admit to you that I feel quite selfish for having played a role in the extraction of the Kambo frog poison. The reality is that these frogs need that poison to ward off predators in the wild. Apparently it takes them a month to regenerate the poison in their body. So what's actually happening is that by participating in the frog, in the Kambo ceremony, I'm making the decision that my own human needs for a cleanse, for changing my life, are more important than the needs of the frog. And in my own case, when I think that through, I've come to the conclusion that I think that this is not an appropriate course of action for myself. These are based on my own emerging values at the moment in this current point in time. I'm exploring much more about a sustainable lifestyle, about living according to these values, about doing my best to align all of these different things in my life. Having said that, I don't assume that my values are appropriate for other people. I can understand if people come to the conclusion that nature is there for us to be in a relationship with in some way, and if that results in the frog having a worse off life, that's okay in the greater scheme of things. I just think it's important that we're honest about this. I know that there's an ideology around Kambo frog ceremonies, that there are such things as Kambo spirits that communicate to us humans through the frogs. Now, in my case, I'm a little skeptical of this. I can't imagine that if these spirits existed, that they would really want to emphasize human lives over those of the frogs. I think that we can tell ourselves the story that human lives really matter to make ourselves feel better about the experience. But I think we need to question these kinds of myths and see them for what they really are. So that's just where I've arrived at after my studies on the Kambo frog ceremony. I feel a little guilty for participating in it, but having said that, there have been some very positive life changes. I had a very good experience. I've got a lot of respect for Betty as a practitioner, the way she approached it. She was also very honest about what's happened with the frog. She wasn't living in a state of delusion, so I respected the level of awareness that she had. So if you're interested in doing a Kambo ceremony, I do recommend reaching out to her. I've linked to her Instagram in the description below. If you've ever been involved in a Kambo ceremony, I would love to hear about your experience in the comments below. Share your knowledge with all of us. If you've enjoyed this video or at least appreciated what I'm sharing, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It really helps in spreading videos like this around the web and getting these messages out there.